Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a buffed balanced Thunderhammer build for the Assault class in patch 12.0 Space Marine 2. Now in patch 12, all the balanced melee weapons are getting a buff. This buff does not apply to their heroic counterparts, sadly, so things like the Xenophase Blade aren't getting buffed up damage as far as I know, but the actually relic tier portions here do. So number one, balanced Thunderhammer. This thing can now hit proper breakpoints similar to the block Thunderhammer with the overcharge perk here. This one gives you 25% bonus damage from held and charged melee attacks, and because of that, you are now able to do things like double aftershock kill, the biovores and stuff like that in a single combo. Really nice to have. The damage feels way better on this now, and I think they did this with breakpoints in mind. And on top of that, since we have 7+ speed on the balanced version, there are times that you can use Ground Slam and Seismic Chain, which is like the big combo on the Thunderhammer in general, because this one reads Shattering Impact. Ground Slam area effect radius increases by 50%, and this perk is Seismic Chain. After performing a Ground Slam, hold the attack button to perform an additional Ground Slam. Because of this damage buff and because of the 7+ speed, it's actually very easy to one combo a Majoris and 2 Ground Slams. Are really useful for cashing out Devourers and stuff like that. You can see that in a lot of the gameplay I'll show later. So overall, balanced Thunderhammer feels really good. Maybe not quite as good as a block Thunderhammer, but this one's definitely a decent pick. Now, for the perk tree on this, I do take Perpetual Strength first. We here into the perk Fast Preparation. Aftershock preparation times reduced by 30%. You pretty much always take this on a Thunderhammer because without this perk, your Aftershock just takes way too long to get off, and Aftershock is one of the best abilities on the Thunderhammer in general. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, and Perpetual Strength for a 10% total melee damage increase. Then we pick up the combo I just talked about. Then we move here into the perk Perpetual Strength again, and then we move down here into the perk Aftershock. After hitting an enemy with Aftershock, you will deal 10% more melee damage for 10 seconds. So the neat thing about this perk is that this Aftershock has 3 attacks in its actual combo, which means the initial pommel swing of your Aftershock will trigger this perk when you hit the enemy, and then the 2 slams will happen after that with Aftershock improves. You get the full damage buff from this on top of those slams. Pretty nice to have and pretty good combo in general. Next perk here is Kill Streak, which sucks. I'm not going to go over it. And the next perk here is Aftershock Improved. Aftershock gains an additional smash. Aftershock is one of the best abilities on the Thunderhammer in general, so having 2 slams is just super damn useful. I'll pretty much always pick this up as well because the double Aftershock slams are incredible. Next perk here is Minoru Slayer, then I finish off with Majoris Slayer because I think the perk down here, Dead End, for more pommel smash damage, and the perk up here, Reeling Blow, just aren't really worth taking over the damage options we have in front of us. That's pretty much all there is for the Thunderhammer. Now, for the secondary weapon, I do take the Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol and pretty much set it up as I always do, because recently in patch 12 they did actually fix this perk, and no help is coming. Shooting enemy with the elite stream stats effects stops from concrete reinforcements, and headshots will kill in one shot. In patch 11, this was bugged to not properly function on body shots, and now it actually works, which is pretty nice, because before you could only hit them in the head for like the kill shot, which in some ways is better, but at least the perk is properly functioning now after like 2 months. Now for the perk selection here, let's go all the way down to things like Death Strike, up here into the perks like Discipline, because when you have low ammo you deal 25% more damage. This is a nice buff to have, so I like to pick it up pretty much all the time, though Able Damage is a good option because the Zealous Blow perk does let us ground pound over and over and over on a Assault class anyways. So if you want to pick that or the one up here, you definitely could. Like, these are the 2 build paths though, in my opinion. Either way, I would finish off with Tactical Precision because headshots dealing 20% more damage. This is just way better than having non-headshot damage, so definitely pick this up. And for the perk tree, number 1, mandatory in my opinion, is Overcharge. Damage from held and charged melee attacks increases by 25%. You know, if you're building for damage on your Thunderhammer with like a block or a balanced version, you really do want that 25% overcharge damage because it just helps out a ton. It helps you pick up breakpoints, and what I mean by breakpoints is instead of taking like 3 hits to kill an enemy, it'll take you 2 because of this perk, which means you get more executes, you get your HP back more easily, and it just saves your life overall. Next perk here for some survivability, since I know a lot of players do struggle with the overcharge perk here. This one gives you a 50% slower contested HP fade, which is really useful for players because defense mechanism is just super nice to have on top of overcharge because you don't have this armor reinforcement perk. Next perk here is Knowledge of the Enemy. Melee damage increases by 15% against Majoris and Extremis enemies. This is just a nice melee buff. To be honest, this entire column here is pretty good. Perseverance is a nice damage reduction for no knockback on top of that. And the perk down here, Active Attrition, is nice for a 25% damage increase on sprinting attacks, but overall, I think this one's the best for this build. Next perk here is Strategic Strikes. All team members deal 20% more melee damage against Extremis and Terminus level enemies. This is just a free melee damage buff for you and your entire team. One of the best in the game, in my opinion. Though if you want to take Proven Efficiency, you could. They even did buff up Squad Cohesion in patch 12, but I still think this perk sucks, and I would just take this, to be honest. Next perk here is Smiting Angel. Ground pound's damage increases by 25%. Moving down here into the perk Zealous Blow. A ground pound kill restores jump packs charged by 10%. Now, a neat thing about the Thunder Hammer that is told to you absolutely nowhere in the game is that every single melee weapon except for the Thunder Hammer has a 15 cleaving potential on the ground pound. What that means is your ground pound can only hit and damage a maximum of 15 guys on a power sword, power fist, power axe, and chain sword, but the Thunder Hammer has 100 cleave. And that means that if you slam your Thunder Hammer down into 100 Hormagaunts, every single one of those guys will get damaged. So really good for picking up free CDR and Zealous Blow, and one of the reasons that the Thunder Hammer is so damn powerful in Siege mode right now, on top of just being great for ground pound builds in general. Next perk here is Pride and Duty. After a finisher, ground pound deals 25% more damage for 10 seconds. I like this perk a lot because being able to trigger this is very, very easy. All you have to do is gun strike Minoris and stuff like that, so it's pretty much up 24/7. It also reapplies itself before the 10 seconds are up if you get another finisher, so really good option. Next perk here is Ample Ammunition. Any use of jump pack reloads the equipped ranged weapon, increases damage by 50% for 10 seconds. This perk is also very nice to have because some weapons like the Inferno Pistol take 5 business days to reload, and on top of that, a 50% range damage buff is just a very strong range damage buff, and our Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol already hits like a truck. Now, for the Prestige perks, there are some changes here in patch 12. Number 1, Hammer of Wrath. After using your jump pack, you take 30% range damage, 30% less range damage, and you do not lose control of heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 5 seconds or 15 seconds. This perk got moved from the perk over here and was replaced by Strong Strike. I made a different video on this a while back, but overall, I think this perk is better to take now than Adrenaline Boost. This one does apply more often for no knockback, but you gotta keep in mind, the Thunder Hammer has like Hyper Armor built into Aftershock at times anyways. It doesn't let you get knocked over, and having Hammer of Wrath for a 30% range damage reduction on top of no knockback, that's a lot of value. I think this one's overall better for now. Now, Unyielding Oath, when charging a ground pound, you become invulnerable to damage for 3 seconds. This perk is also incredible. It pretty much gives you invulnerability the entire trajectory of your jump pack, and can definitely save your life versus Devourers, Terminators, and stuff like that. Final 2 perks are pretty much the same as always. Fortitude for a health increase of 15% because HP increases in Space Marine 2 are God tier. And then you have a choice of Scramble Targeting or Practice Aim. It is up to you. You know, I took Practice Aim for this one because range damage increases of 15% are overall better in my opinion for what I was doing. If you're like a harder mission or like Siege mode time, Scramble Targeting might save your life. That's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Balanced Thunder Hammer feels way better now. I think a lot of people are going to love this one when it comes out in patch 12. And overall, I might take this over the Block Hammer sometimes. Definitely not for Siege mode, but in some of the other modes, pretty damn good. And a 12 clean potential on top of the 7+ speed feels really nice on a hammer. And having that option to gun strike too is probably pretty enticing for a lot of players. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. Bye. Oh, yes. Oh wow, we killed them. We were so powerful in that first landing. I shocked myself.
The Imperium's hammer rises to strike. That pitiful Xenos was but no horrid blight.
I'll set you guys up a little space mandate. It'll be cute. Hold on. If I remember correctly, he's a big Abaddon fan. I like Abaddon. I just wish Abaddon liked Horus more. Considering Horus did Chaos the fattest W ever.
Jump back review.
Or one of.
The Xenos infestation is steady.
A nice break point. How much damage will this do? Okay. Oh boy.
Be as an angel of death. Xenos' hunger is insatiable, but the Imperials don't.
See, a block hammer would not have done that. That's a W for the balance. The propaganda gets ever larger for the balanced weapons. Alright, please this time don't give me all range enemies.
The world this Xenos sought to consume now consumes its carcass. A lictor hunts us, veiled by alien strength. Sight unseen, the lictor stirs the avenging angel at your disposal. Take flight and let terror fall. Reloading magazine. Let this harassing alien turn it canker-sighted.
Whoops.
My asthma sleeps me.
Oh, they changed the sound effect here? That's cool.
Jump pad refueled.
Alright, I can probably just hit him right here.
Wrath shall reign.
Oh, that was a little low.
The zoanthropus fall to be trampled.
What's the event? You were unaware there was one? There is a whole... So basically, if you complete, I believe it's 5 operations with a 4 for your weapons skin, you get 100 accolades and 150 requisition points until the 19th of February. My nephew calls the lictor Naruto. I mean, it's neither orange nor wearing a jumpsuit, so I don't see how these things are. It does kind of have a Naruto run, though.
Jump pad refueled.
It Naruto runs, that is true. It does kind of just zoom through. Alright, you know, I accept it. Your 2 favorite 40k creators teaming up today is a glorious day. Well, it's not today, but...
Talassa, the Cadians are running out of time. How close are you to the Promethean facility?
You've been blessed with a swift arrival.
You are making good time. We're going to need it.
Bonk. Lictor, I hardly knew her. That's so juvenile, brother. So, my opinion on the balance hammer right now, pretty good.
Together we
I am enjoying what the game is putting down. This is what we call fun. I'm enjoying that. I'm currently having fun.
many will be avenged.
Use the codes to prime the bomb and finish its deployment into the crypt.
You can definitely tell the breakpoints are much better on these.
If you know what is good for you.
I wonder if they actually did these with breakpoints in mind this time. Because there were some initial buffs they did not do. Or they like some very like haphazard buffs. This one might be a little bit more well thought out. When is it not satisfying to just jump back into a bunch of Minoras and get all your charges back? Oh my god, it's like the 3rd time.
Avenging angel.
Those lictors just got wall hacked. Poor little bastard. Our tiny hands can't reach through the bars.
All according to the Emperor's plan.
Rites of activation have been observed. The generators hum in the machine god's name.
The shadow clone lictors, okay.
Brain sequencing initialized. Delivering payload.
How do you participate in the event? You have to buy the Porphyr shield skin. To get those, you just have to go into like the armory center.
Position to defend Generator 3.
How many players does Dark Tide? Bro, I know you're not asking. Bro, you play Dark Tide all the time.
Holy fluctuations.
It's obviously 4. You have at least 100 hours on Dark Tide. Oh, there we go.
Stop them! I am airborne ready. Tyranids charging Generator 4.
Access
The bias machine.
violent dismantling of generator 4 in progress. Punish the ignorant iconoclasts.
This feels good.
The Imperium
Alright, let's go.
rises to strike. Avenging angel will expose it. Not let that one thunder reinforce it. The world this Xenos sought to consume, now consumes it.
Why are you using a fencing Thunderhammer? A non-heroic one at that? Well, first of all, you're wrong on all counts. This is a balanced hammer, and it's buffed. How dare you slander the name of the Thunderhammer?
Attention. Crane drive is jammed. Perform the necessary cleansing to resume operation.
It's the John Warhammer, yeah.
Commencing reload.
This.
By his will, the train is restored.
Drive train restored. Begin the course of locomotion adepts.
Generator 2 under threat.
Potential heretical sabotage of generator 2. Secure immediately.
Its Xenos brain did not grant it the wisdom to flee. Be as an angel of protect.
Hey. Worth using over the heroic? Definitely worth using over the heroic. I don't think the heroic one's very good though. I mean, it's not bad. It's the best fencing hammer, but
Blessed be the all-desire's divine
with
precision.
hammer you just want
The Emperor
damage.
demands perfection from all that serves.
I think the heroic one's much better on bulwark. It is on assault, even with like the whole ground pound thing.
Assaulting Generator 1.
This one definitely hits the breakpoints now though.
I am the righteous storm descendant. Jump back refuel. That pitiful sector is cleansed from Tyranid presence.
Which that's all four. All 4 of them.
Demolition deployment sequence concluded. No errors logged.
I think the Xenophase Blade is also better now. No, so they buffed up the relic tier balance weapons. They didn't buff the balanced heroic ones, which they really should have, because right now I feel like the Xenophase is getting a little crept, a little power crept.
It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
The survivor falls for ill-begotten. Blood. Order returns to the very soul.
Do you just see one of the Porphyry skins equipped to count for the event? Yes.
End that one's pitiful action, or it tries to reinforce itself. The enemy summons something.
The Xenophase is the drippiest sword in game. It should count for something. Well, now you can have the Xenophase drip on your other weapons too, so there might not even be a reason to use it.
Take flight.
Though it's kind of funny because the power rake effect doesn't have the green aura on it. When you put the Xenophase on like a block weapon. Thanks, you're a legend already, bro. Enjoy your content. Oh, thank you, Smocking. That's what you say.
The Imperium's hammer rises.
I make a guide on the weekly because it is a little confusing. I can really tell you shit.
Alien falls. I am airborne ready.
Nice try. Ow.
Releasing crack grenade.
Oh, it all works out in the end.
The ground rumbles no more.
Well, that's not where I wanted that at all.
Avenging angel to expose them. Wrath shall reign. Of that thundering thunder. It must be destroyed.
How many Biowars is the real question. Ah, great. Just a high. Just three. Was it 2? 3? Oh, 3. You know, forgive me. I thought the game would be kind for a split second there.
I grant you destruction. I am airborne ready. Xenos is necessary. Xenos hungers insatiable, but the Imperium dogs them. Off those fires! Reloading magazines! Jump pack refuel! Our foes pursue overwhelm us! Stop them! I am the righteous sword! Another alien falls to the Imperium. Not let that one come to reinforce. I am airborne ready. The Imperium's hammer rises to strike. The lictor hunts us, veiled by alien stealth. Commencing reload.
Where's the lecture?
Free as an angel of death. Jump pack refuel. Reload. The Imperium's hammer rises to strike. Replenishing firepower. Your reign of terror is ended, burning sun. I'm airborne ready. Sight unseen, the lictor stirs tyranny. Fire upon the bioball! The Xenos are but a fog of instant parts. Avenging angels will dispose of.
Okay. Balance hammer feels way better. Balance hammer definitely hits way more breakpoints now. Yo, just subscribed. Thank you, George. I don't know if we had to pop our stim there, but why not? I'm sure we'll find another one anyways.
Gifts from the forge.
We have
The
arrived
balance
at Gnosis
hammer
facility.
breakpoints are great.
Run distraction efforts as long as
Good
you can.
stuff.
We will wreak such havoc upon the enemy, the Emperor will see it from terror.
I will hold you to that.
I'm hard capped on Ruthless. The difficulty spike between Lethal and Ruthless is insane, but easy strats are a cakewalk, and hard strats are like fighting God himself. Well, easy strats are based on substantial difficulty, and hard strats are absolute plus. So, that'd be why.
Take flight and let terror fall. That pitiful Xenos
I wanna
was but
do
no
that.
horrid blight. My Emperor, witness the holy pyre we start in your name.
Yes, the Holy Pyre.
Brothers, together we go. Jump pack refuel. Come. We stand ready to deliver the Emperor's vengeance.
Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal heal. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads.
FGG gameplay strokes my ego to think I'm able to pull off what he can until I get a reality check. It's really just practice.
The enemy seeks to consume this place and us with it.
I mean, you just look back at old gameplay of mine, and I'm like, I was definitely worse at the game just because I was playing it less. Or I played less. Just, it really is just what is talent versus time put in. I'd say like 99% of things are just time put in. Never look at someone else's gameplay and think I could never do that. 'Cause, like, it's usually not true for most things in life, my experience.
Commencing reload.
Those discrepancies only really come if we're talking about like an Olympic athlete, in my opinion, where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm never gonna be as fast
The bulk of the swarm is continuing along the predicted path.
as an Olympic runner, or I'm not gonna never be as excellent of a swimmer as Michael Phelps. Those are like 1 in a million, multi-million.
Take flight and let terror.
In a video game,
The Xenos infestation is steady.
Maybe you're comparing yourself to Faker, but not me. I just play game. I wouldn't say I'm particularly more talented at games than most people. I just happen to play a lot of the ones I like. Right, let's go and kill this guy. Yeah, genetics is one thing. Like, yeah, I'm never gonna be genetically as gifted at swimming at Michael Phelps, but like, I don't think there's anything like that for most video games. Maybe like reaction times, but that doesn't really matter too much in these games. Most of those games are knowledge check. And that just comes from playing the game. Alright, let's go and grab ourselves a little bit of...
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up.
Fiery retribution. Avenging angel at your disposal. Another egg, there are more tyrants seeking their deaths.
I just swapped up there and ate that one hit there for no reason.
I am the righteous storm.
A lot of guys.
The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark.
Jump pack refuel. Xenos hunger is insatiable, but the Imperium. Take flight and let terror fall.
John, thank you for the prime sub. That was a little bit of a jetpack moment, huh? We do enjoy those from time to time. I don't think absolute hard traps are that difficult. You're more likely to get bodied by terrible teammates, enemies in those modes. I mean, it's definitely difficult if you don't know the game that well. Like, if you don't know how things work. If you don't know, like, what the enemy attack patterns are, you're just gonna get cooked.
Let these flames be a weapon of war.
Alright.
Tenant biocides down 90% and fall. Swarm annihilation confirmed. Excellent work. Move to extract.
Let's see, overcharge, balanced Thunderhammer, buff balanced Thunderhammer. That's coming to patch 12. Breakpoints on those feel really good. $86,000 damage on the balanced Thunderhammer, guys. I'm just saying. I mean, that's 65,000 melee damage. A lot of damage. That's a nut-worthy amount of damage.